Hi everyone and welcome to my sewing cafe. It's the first time you're visiting, so I'm very happy. Just take a cup of tea and make yourself at home. But what is the sewing cafe actually? During my episodes of the sewing cafe I will talk about something related to sewing, just something that I can talk about, not stuff that I have to make a tutorial about. There are other pieces about that on my blog and other things where I do that, but the sewing cafe is just talking and rambling about stuff that have to do with sewing. And I really would love you to ask the questions like, what should I talk about? And also afterwards I really would like to know your opinion or how you handle the stuff that we deal about. Just say like, if we talk about a favorite pattern, I really would like to know what your favorite pattern is. Favorite fabric stores, or if you talk about how I got into sewing, I really would like to know how you got into sewing. So I really want this to be something really interactive, and I really hope that you will enjoy it. I will also be doing tags and tagging peoples, and that's what I'll be starting with for this first sewing cafe. It's a tag that I've been thinking about doing for a very long time. I don't think it exists already, but if it does, just let me know where I can find other people who did that tag. And the tag is, what is in your sewing machine little drawer thingy? So I'll show you mine if you show me yours. So I'll just take it off. Mine just looks like this. It's very plain and standard. And then I can pop it open like this. But I'm always very careful because I'm always scared when I do it too rough. All my sewing machine feet will be dancing around the room. And we don't want it. Then it looks like this with all my feet in here. And my seam ripper. I always forget the word of this. Seam ripper, seam ripper, seam ripper, seam ripper. So now I'll never forget. I always lose this thing, so I'm very pleased that there's like an extra thingy in here to put in there that's its actual place. But as you can see, it doesn't fit in here nicely because I already lost the one that was in here. Well, I should own like 100 seam rippers and then I still won't find one when I need it. Then I have some small bobbins. I have empty ones and full ones. The full ones I use for machine basting. So we can continue. Let's get rid of this. But then the next bit are my little snippers. Okay, that was creepy. But I really like to use those. It's so fast, so handy, and I always like to know where they are, so that's why I keep them in here. Then there's this little net thingy like this. It's something you should use if you use overlock thread on your sewing machine. You have to put it around it. So it can build enough tension for your sewing machine, but I actually never do it, so it just came with my machine and it's still in here. Then I have some tools that came with my sewing machine. Yeah, I also have some spares of these, the things that you put in here. They just came also with my sewing machine. Then I have a rolling foot. I bought it, but I actually don't like it too much, so I actually never use it because I also bought a walking foot and it's way better, so I use that instead. Then I have another foot. It's a zipper foot that you can slide from side to side, so it fits really perfectly, and I really like to use this together with the invisible zipper foot. Then I first put in my zipper and afterwards I close the seam with this, because then you can come really, really close to the end of the the end of the invisible zipper. In Dutch it's a blinderet, so that's why I say blind zipper. Then let's continue. I have this pin. It's to put on top of this when I use a twin needle. But if you don't have something like this and you don't have an extra pin in your sewing machine, you actually don't need it, but I only realized it afterwards, but I'll share you my secret about that another time. Then I have an extra bobbin case, because I have a bobbin that lays flat. You can't actually share really nice with it, and if you adjust the tension in another one, you can actually do it really nice again, so that's why I have two. What is this? I still have some tiny tools that came with my sewing machine again to clean it, and also a screwdriver. It's also a very weird screwdriver. Then I have a stretch twin needle that I'm using right now. I also have some extra threads to baste. And in here I have a hand sewing needle, and I have 2 needles that I use but that I can still use. But actually it's a really bad system because I really can't remember, like it's maybe stretch or leather needle or whatever. I really don't know. So that's what in my front drawer. What's in yours? I really would like to know. And I also said that I would tag a few other bloggers, and I'll be tagging Ping from Penelope, Caroline from Dat Maak Ik Zelf, and Hannah from A New Dress. If you have been tagged, or if you're planning on writing an article or making a video about your drawer, please let me know on my blog by leaving a comment. Also, if you tag other people, please ask them to do the same. Then we can have a big list where we can all check out each other's drawers. I really would like that. So that was it. If you have any questions, just leave them here on my blog. Send me an email, Twitter, Facebook, whatever, wherever you can find me. Just ask a question, and then I will talk about it in another episode of the Sewing Cafe. So I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye! Oh yeah, and I'll actually also will post a picture on my blog with all the stuff that's in there, because if you couldn't see it very good on the video, you can see it over there. Okay? Cool. Okay, see you.